Hey Front Row family, John here with your November video newsletter. A happy belated Halloween to everybody. Hope you got some great front row photos in your costumes and you'll send them in to us. Well, today's video newsletter is all about highlighting 2014 and talking about what's happening in 2015. So a quick look back over the year, because this is the time of year I love to sit down at a coffee shop with my computer and write out all the magic moments of my life. My personal life, my professional life, just every area I like to journal and think about what made the year great. I also like to think about where I might have failed over the year and think about how I can improve going into the new year. But I will tell you, here's a big win for our charity. So, in the summer when we got on the Today Show, we had a bunch of applications come in that we couldn't help because we didn't have the financial resources. So we asked all of you for your help, and sure enough, people stepped up in big ways. Kaylee out on the West Coast held this wine and cheese event, and up north there was a volleyball tournament Jared and Ryan held, and here in Philadelphia, a beef and beer held by Earl, and my good friend, my best friend John, who did an Ironman and raised over 25 grand. It was a massive success having our community come together this year and raise some funds to help create more experiences for really deserving people. And if you haven't had a chance to see these experiences that we created this past year, go right now. Literally pause this video, go to the Facebook page, go to the website and look and watch and feel the impact that you've helped to have on these families, that very deserving people who are fighting for their lives in many ways. And when one person battles for their lives, the whole family is battling. And so I want to tell you that your contributions, whether it's your time, your talents, your treasures, whatever, they have made a big impact. And 2014 was our best year ever as a charity and certainly worth celebrating. I mentioned a moment ago that when I'm journaling personally, I like to think about where we might have failed in life too, and where I say I could have done that a lot better. And what can I learn from that? I was reminded of this when I was recently picking up my mother-in-law a couple days ago, in fact, up at JFK. She's flying in from Siberia. She comes and stays with us for about 6 months out of the year. And my little boy Tiger is sitting down playing a video game on my phone, and I'm keeping an eye out through customs when she comes through to welcome her. And Tiger taps me on the leg, and he holds up the phone, and he says, "Papa, what does that say?" And I said, "Oh, buddy, that says level failed." And he said, "Well, what does that mean?" And I said, "Buddy, that means you're learning and to keep trying." And I just was reminded that so many times in our lives, we look at our failures in the past as something that should put the brakes on our life. And in fact, it should be the launching pad for our best life ever. For our best year ever. It comes from looking back and saying, where did I really mess up and how can I improve upon that so that I don't make that same mistake twice? I love to think about the future. And I'll tell you, 2015 is an exciting year for Front Row Foundation because we have our 10-year celebration. Just 8 weeks away until we kick off our 10-year celebration. We started in 2005 with a couple friends around a kitchen table wanting to make a difference. And here we are, what feels like in the blink of an eye, 10 years later, doing our best work yet because of our amazing community. I literally would put this community up against any charity and say we've got the coolest, best community of people who come with the biggest hearts wanting to share and give back. And I love our Front Row family. Well, I'll tell you that, I challenge you, I would say I challenge you to make 2015 your best year ever, personally and professionally in every area of your life, whatever it may be. But I also ask you, could you increase your giving in 2015? Doesn't even have to be to the front row, but somewhere in your life, I can tell you that tremendous joy in our lives comes from giving, and you know that. Sometimes we lose focus of that. Sometimes we put things ahead of that, like trying to compete with everybody. We want to drive a cooler car, live in a bigger house, do all these things, and we lose sight on the fact that the real joy of life comes in helping others. And this should be a big part of what our day is all about. Well, I want to tell you also that I intend to take a couple of days out of my life this year to plan for 2015, and I'm doing that at an event called the Best Year Ever event, hosted by a good friend of ours, longtime supporter of Front Row Foundation, Hal Elrod. So I'll be in San Diego, December 7th, 6th and 7th, I think is the date. But if you go to halelrod.com, you can find that event. I'll be there. I'll be speaking there, but I'll also be there as a participant to help plan my best year ever. And I suggest that you find any resource to help you to have your best year anywhere. Online, your best friends, in solitude at a coffee shop with a pen and a piece of paper or your computer, but just somehow, some way, think about what is the coming year going to be about for you. For us, it's about celebrating 10 years of great work and coming together and asking, what are the next 10 going to look like? I mean, if the next 10 are half as good as what the last 10 have been about, I'm super excited. But I've got to believe that with all the momentum that we have as a group, with all of the quality people involved in Front Row Foundation, that we are just scratching the surface of the impact that we can have in the world. As many of you know, Front Row Foundation goes beyond just creating a day for somebody. We want this to be about a lifestyle change. Living life in the front row is a way that we do things every day. We don't want people to be a spectator of their lives. We want people to be a participant of their lives. No matter how many days we have on this planet, our job is to make the most of what we've got. No matter what seat we've been given in life, we can always have a front row experience in life. So I invite you, come along with us. I know it's going to be an exciting ride. I know you'll enjoy it. So please keep being a part of the front row team. Start being a part of the front row team. We've got a lot of great work to do ahead. We need you. It's going to be an exciting 2015. Keep living life in the front row, and I hope to see you or talk to you or somehow connect with you in the near future. Cheers.